What's up, Soul Tribe? It's your girl Dominique with Empathic Guidance, and I'm back with another video for you guys today. As promised, I'm doing another cooking tutorial for you all. And although one of the guests that came to watch a video last night already figured out what the meal was, I'm gonna just go ahead and reveal it to whoever didn't see last night's video or her comment, and that was Jada. I know her name was Jada, but I think it's Jada D. I gotta be good at writing these names down because trying to remember them off the top of my head and remember the content that I want to do as well sometimes gets challenging. But I promised her a shout out in this video, and she guessed correctly that tonight I'm going to make curry chicken. Now, unlike the last video with the eggplant lasagna, I already have everything prepped out for you guys because the prepping process for cooking curry chicken is extremely long. You have to dice everything or slice everything, wash a lot of different vegetables. So I'm just going to show you guys what we have going on here. We have our tomatoes and mushrooms, which typically is just tomatoes that's required. Carrots is also something extra that I'm deciding to add today. We have our tri-colored peppers, ginger, garlic, and onion in here. We have our Yukon Gold potatoes, which I've already rinsed and quartered. And then we have our cabbage over there. If you guys can't see, let me turn the lighting that way. Got all this extra stuff in the way, sorry. But we have cabbage. I put the ginger, garlic, and this tri-colored peppers at the bottom. And then we have our chicken already diced and seasoned with all of the different seasonings, including the curry chicken. Now, one thing that I do want to warn you guys about when it comes to curry chicken for sure is that it stains. So you want to make sure that if you don't have an apron, and I'm just going to hold it because it's kind of acting like it don't want to stand up. As y'all can see, I got a makeshift box to put my stuff on. But if you guys don't have an apron to put on, like me, to protect your clothes with curry chicken, I definitely suggest that you guys possibly wear clothes that you don't care about being stained, because once curry gets on your clothes, that's it. It's no getting it out. So I've ruined plenty of outfits making this, but I absolutely love this meal. Like, I could never explain to you guys. So, yes, I'm going to get the camera set back up, back in a position where you guys can watch me drop everything in a pot. And I'm going to just show y'all everything sauteing down. And then I'm going to show you guys the finished product. That way, the next time you guys make Sunday dinner, if you want to add something foreign to the list of things you like to cook for Sunday dinner, then this can be one of them. Be right back, guys. Okay, now this is going to make a loud sizzle sound. I could tell that right now, because it's already smoking. I let it get a little bit too hot. I don't suggest that you let it get that hot for sure, but I was trying to set the camera up. That way you guys can actually see me put this stuff in. Now, I'm going to let this stuff sweat down for a second, simply because it's already just on overload. But with cabbage and Caribbean cuisine, I will say that it's typically more firm than how we eat it in America or in the U.S. That sounded whack for me to say in America. In the U.S. So, for some odd reason, it's super hot for that, but not super hot for my chicken, because I want to hear my chicken sizzling just like that too. But it is sizzling a little bit, so I'm gonna go ahead and dump that in there too. So we're just gonna let this cook. I'm gonna turn this up a touch. I already got my rice going, and that's another thing that I want to mention with you guys. Okay, I'm gonna tell you what goes best, what kind of rice goes best with this. or what I recommend rather, is jasmine rice, but you can also use basmati rice. That's what mostly everybody else uses, but I just love jasmine rice. It's very, very fragrant, very delicious. It just has a different taste to it that I cannot explain to you guys. So if I had to make my recommendation, it'll be Mahatma jasmine rice. That's what I use. And in addition to that, I also want to let you guys know that in the Caribbean culture, they like their rice really, really dry. They don't like that moist rice. So that's another process that's wrong about cooking Caribbean food. That's what's actually complicated about cooking Caribbean food. I'll be right back. Anyways, as I was stating about the jasmine rice, typically you have to rinse the starch off multiple times until the water is completely clear. That's how I cook the rice. And that's how they cook the rice too. So as you can see, that started up. Typically I wait until it's holes in the rice and you can still see the moisture. And then I turn it all the way down, cover it with aluminum foil in the top, and then let it steam the rest of the way. And that's how you get the perfect Caribbean rice. So I'm gonna let this stuff cook back down, check back in with you guys in just a second. Alright guys, so now that my cabbage has sweat down just a tad bit more, let me show y'all. I can go ahead and add my seasoning to it. The chicken is cooking, and I'm going to add my vegetables to that once it's cooked, because I don't want to get anybody sick. That's the number one thing. I've watched people cook it and just mix vegetables with the raw chicken, but that can cause cross-contamination, which can get your family really sick. So you don't want to cook for other people and not follow the guidelines of food safety, because it can really get somebody sick. I meant to pause the video earlier, but instead I ended up actually ending the video. So I'm hoping that this doesn't have to be 2 parts, because that'd be really disappointing. But if so, y'all know I try to get this video out in one piece, but it'll be better soon. Anyway, so yes, everything is cooking down. I'm gonna go ahead and add some seasonings to my cabbage. And you can use just about anything. The one thing that they definitely use, just the standard salt and pepper, or if you have Lori seasoning salt, that's something you can add. But I got like a mixture of herbs and spices, like somebody made some specially mixed herbs and spices, so I'm going to use those. But standard salt and pepper, Lori seasoning salt, and to give it that Caribbean taste, the secret is ketchup. And I know that sounds different, but it really does give it a really different taste than what we use to cook it in the U.S. So I try to make it as authentic as possible, because actually somebody that is Caribbean taught me how to make this meal. And it was definitely something that I cooked frequently, but I haven't cooked it in a while. So I'm like, you know what? It'll be pretty interesting to teach other people or spread the word on how to make this meal. So my chicken is just about cooked. I don't have too much left to go. Man, that steam is going too. I'm going to cover it up. And I want to say maybe about another 5 minutes. I'm going to show you guys what it looks like right before I use the aluminum foil, turn it down, and put the top on to actually steam it. I'm going to see if I can. Now, here's one thing that's not, like I said, use things that make it a little spicy if you like spice, because typically that's the standard of how they use it. And lots of pepper, lots and lots of pepper. But I'm not going to put too much because I don't have anybody authentically Caribbean here, so it doesn't have to be super hot. And normally they use red hot chili pepper flakes, but I don't have that available either. I do have other things to supplement for that spicy taste though, so that's what I'm going to use. Yep, now that that's cooked, I'm going to go ahead and add that in. Honestly, I could have added those carrots, half of the carrots to this, but it still has time. So I can probably turn this cabbage down now so that it can slowly simmer those carrots, because I really should have added those in when I first put this in too. But it's cooking down really well. I just added my vegetables to the curry chicken, and I'm about to show you guys exactly what everything is looking like right now. And then once again, when it's cooked down. So my rice is coming to an excellent boil. An excellent boil. I want to show y'all how colorful and beautiful this is. Okay, here's my rice, first of all. If you guys can see that, it's boiling down really good. There's my colorful cabbage, and I love all the colors. And there is the curry chicken itself. Now, of course, I'm going to add more curry seasoning and some water, and this has to stew. I'm also going to go ahead and add my potatoes in when I add the water, and I'm just going to let everything just simmer till it's soft. Therefore, I'm going to show you guys once it's all cooked down what it's going to look like. But you guys see the before, while all the vegetables are still firm. The cabbage is about ready to be turned down. I can turn those down, and it can steam those carrots back to softness, or to softness. So be right back, you all. Okay, you guys. Now, luckily, I'm able to pause this because this literally took so long. And I'm going to tell you what I had to end up doing in order for it to get the consistency of actual curry chicken. I had to make what you call a slurry. And what a slurry is equal parts of cornstarch. Let me make sure. Yeah, cornstarch. I don't know why I be getting cornstarch and cornmeal mixed up, but yeah. It's equal parts of cornstarch and water. And what you do is mix it up, and you bring your water to a boil, and you just pour it in as it's boiling. And it'll take any stew, soup, or anything that you're trying to make that's not as thick as you want it to a thicker consistency. So here is just about the finishing product. You know what I did? I didn't think about the fact that normally I use russet potatoes, and that has more of a starch to it. So normally as it boils, get out the kitchen. Don't like that freaking dog. But normally the russet potatoes will give it that gravy consistency because of the starch in it. But Yukon Golds are a little less starchy. That way I had to create the slurry so that it can create that gravy thickness. And then here's my cabbage steamed down. And here's the finished product of my rice, which I covered in steam just like promised. Then I actually made a little bit of banana bread on the side. So I'm going to plate up and show you guys what it looks like all together, all plated up. And if you follow these simple instructions step by step, ingredient by ingredient, you can definitely make yourself an authentic Caribbean cuisine right at home. Hold on one second. Alrighty guys, I got everything plated up. And here's your curry chicken, steamed cabbage, and banana bread. The banana bread was extra soft, so it just kind of crumbed apart a little bit. But, you know, we're at home. It's not a restaurant, but it's definitely restaurant quality food for sure. So I hope you guys really like this lesson in cooking curry chicken, and I hope you guys give it a try on your own. Till next time.